They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of this place.
Hey everybody, what's up? This is Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Now this video is gonna be about, did a video about the PUAs a while ago, but this one, not too long ago, but this one's an update, another one. I call this one Sins of the PUAs. Sins of the PUAs. Now, as I stated on my last PUA video, is that PUAs are literally guides towards the slaughter. They're guides for the state and the court system. If the women are the agents of the state and the government, then the PUAs and like I said on the last my churches have abandoned you video, they're both guides. The PUAs are guides. They'll guide you to the slaughter. Now, a reason for this is that a lot of these PUAs, where they try to sell you how to pick up this girl, how to pick up that girl, looks, and, looks don't matter, this doesn't matter, and so on. What they're doing, a lot of PUAs are stuck on, I would say, they're stuck on the 1990s, early 2000s. I'd even argue even some are stuck in the 80s, probably, I'd say 80s to about 2000s. Because they're teaching you all this cold approach and all these approach aspects, but what they don't want to tell you about is the issues you face in today's modern age, the 2010s till now, what you face with a pickup line, a cat call. I think in certain states, and even I think in England, they've adapted that. Or you do a cat call, you could be fined or even put in jail. What these PUAs do is that they're advertising a service where they are not aware. It doesn't place any awareness on the current state of society and the current laws. I mean, you go to, let's say, cold approach. Cold approach is when, you don't know her, she doesn't know you, so you go approach her. You go talk to her and all that. Now imagine this, you're a complete stranger and you approach her, she doesn't know you. And then in a time of the M2s, M2, time is up, toxic masculinity, where, man spreading, where Gillette billion-dollar corporations have hypnotized and spread the message that all men are that misogyny is negative, that a man trying to talk to a woman because of his attraction to her is negative. Anything that is masculine and shows stability, leadership, and protection from a man versus it coming from the state is negative. So they tell you to go out there, go cold approach. So you go cold approach. She pulls out her cell phone and starts filming you and puts you on Instagram and puts hashtag creep, hashtag harasser, hashtag catcaller or whatever, hashtag M2, hashtag time's up. Now you're on the internet with a chance of you going viral. And that chance of you going viral could lead to you losing your job, destroying your character. A lot of these PUAs don't talk about that. They talk on this perspective. I'm going to teach you how to get women. It's just going to be between you and her. There's going to be no outside forces that could be brought in. No stigma from the public. No social media, nothing. It's just a one-on-one thing between you and her. That's why I say they're more like the 90s. Is that in the 90s, everybody had these flip phones. It wasn't video phones where they could put you on video, because they didn't like what you're doing and make you internet celebrity, or share your whole face on social media. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of men are doing with risk assessment. I've said in a few videos is that now life has become a full-time job. You're on a full-time job now. You're not only at work when you go to your career or your job. You walking around amongst the public, you're at work. So act like it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be asking for numbers and all that. It's like when you're at work and a girl likes you or you like her, whatever, you just approach her. She could say at work, well, he's harassing me and this and that, when you just asked her a one-time thing. You know what I mean? So now society in general has become a full-time job, where it's inappropriate for you to approach, for you to catcall or just say, hey, how you doing, to a stranger, a woman you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So now your whole life is a job. You're on the job full time. The only time you're off, and this is why I say social distancing, a lot of men are going to further invest in social distancing, keeping their distance, VR games, keeping themselves at home more, because the only time you're off work is when you're socially distanced from the public and from society. That's the only time you're your safest. You know what I'm saying? You could joke around, you could say what you want. Of course, you gotta make sure your neighbors can't hear what you're saying. Might have to soundproof your household and so on. But that's when you're off work. When you're off work is when you're socially distant from the public. And the way these PUAs sell it is, you gotta go talk to her. You could go to the bar, talk, spit your game to her at a bar. When in today's society, they've clearly said that men can only be drunk and intoxicated when they're not with women. So if you're in the bar, you're talking to some chick and you're stumbling, you're drunk like an animal, she's drunk like an animal, y'all end up sleeping together, you were not drunk. She was drunk and you took advantage of her, because alcohol does not affect men during courtship or during a location such as a bar or any dining, any location where you're eating or doing such. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't affect you as a man. The only time alcohol affects you is when you're driving, when you're in a fight, and so on. Or, you're at home and you passed out. That's the society we're in right now. So these PUAs are basically presenting to you more opportunities for you to end up slaughtered by the court system. You know what I'm saying? Because what PUA have you ever heard any PUA talk about what are you gonna do when she falsely accuses you? What are you gonna do then? They don't bring up any of that. You know what I'm saying? PUAs don't touch up on that subject. They just speak as though, you're still in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? You talk to her. There's no way of her bringing the outside public into the domain of your interaction. You know what I'm saying? That's how the PUAs talk. You know? That's how the PUAs sell the relationship. You know what I'm saying? They sell it that you as a man, you know what I'm saying, when you're courting a woman, it's only between you two. Like it's the 90s where we had beepers and flip phones, or the 80s, whatever. That's how the PUAs sell it. They don't talk about, well, what happens if she's offended? What happens if she feels threatened? You know what I'm saying? Or just is in a bad mood because of what went through with her boyfriend. and she places that anger on you and says you threatened her, you were stalking her, you were trying to manipulate her and all that, because remember the way the system sells it, that only a man, when a woman's talking to a man, only the man is the adult. And for some reason, the woman isn't fit to make her own choices and be held accountable for that. So a lot of these PUAs, a lot of the game they're selling you game that is set up for an environment in the 90s and 80s where the internet could not be brought up into it. You know what I'm saying? Where a video and a photo of you cannot be brought up. You know what I'm saying? That this woman called you a creep and put hashtag creep and you're all over Instagram and you go viral and you lose your job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men are, a lot of these PUAs are basically telling you to ignore all the risk management involved and go face to face in a time where, you know, we got Tinder and all these apps that have made it so simple. You know what I'm saying? You swipe left, swipe right, whatever it is. You know what I mean? That's the new cold approach. And a lot of guys in the community will say, well, once a woman goes into the dating apps, she's damaged goods. But the majority of today's generation are going on the dating apps. So you're basically saying, because of your time and your generation where a lot of women went on dates up front and right close up and talked, that any women that just go on the dating apps, they're damaged goods, when dating apps chick could be 18, whatever. You know, it's the normal thing. Dating apps are like smartphones now. Look, we don't even call them smart no more. You know what I'm saying? They're like phones today with all the technology we have. So a lot of people are going on dating apps. You know what I'm saying? It cuts the what is it, that moment, that strange moment when you're talking to a stranger. I'm here for a dating app. I'm here for dating. You're here for dating, flings, whatever it is. We're both here and we know why we're here. That's why a lot more people are on dating apps. There's no questions behind it. You know what I'm saying? You're on a dating app because you're looking for a date. You know, I'm on a dating app because I'm looking for a date, whatever it is. We're all on the same page and we're complete strangers. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when a lot of guys in this community talk about, well, she's on dating apps, she's damaged goods. Yeah, dude, she just turned 18 and got on a dating app, or there's probably like a minor dating app somewhere where minors get together and date each other. You know what I'm saying? It's the norm. Just like how people talk amongst each other. Back in the 90s, it looked weird. Y'all were talking in emails and all that. Never met this person. Today's age, that's normal. You know, you're online, you never met this person, and y'all have conversations and y'all talk. That's normal. So a lot of that whole thing about once a woman gets on a dating app, she's damaged goods. Yeah, at a certain age, true. You know what I'm saying? But just being on an app, she's damaged goods, lie. Everybody's on the apps now. Your phone literally has apps for you to do math, to get to work. It's the norm now. That's where a lot of these guys in this community tend to be wrong, and they showcase their age or lack of understanding of what's going on currently. You know what I mean? Dating apps are the norm. Just like social media is the norm. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to go socialize outside and all that. But back to the matter at hand. A lot of these PUAs are selling you game that is designed with an environment from the 90s in mind. You know what I'm saying? A 90s environment where when you went to the club, it was between you and her. Y'all would talk. She couldn't bring the whole neighborhood or make the whole neighborhood aware of what's happened between you two. By in the 90s, we didn't have Facebook and, you know, Instagram and all these Reddits. It was you talked to her, y'all both talk, she don't like you, she might have cursed you out and you went home. Nowadays, she could just pull out a phone, go on live and record you and say, look at this creep. You know what I mean? And hashtag you're done. You know what I'm saying? Now that could spread, people could share it, whatever, and next thing you know, you're on suicide watch. You know what I'm saying? Because you just lost your job, you lost your character and all that. You know what I'm saying? You're now deemed a predator. That's what these PUAs are selling. These PUAs are selling game that's designed with, I'd say, 1980 to 1990, 90s in mind. It ain't designed for the 2010s. It ain't designed for the Facebook era, whenever Facebook came out. It ain't designed for 2000s. That game is designed with the risk of the 90s in mind. You know, that's what these PUAs do. They're trying to lead you to the slaughter. They're telling you to ignore all the issues and ignore any potential issues that could arrive. You know what I'm saying? So you could become a lamb for the slaughter. You know, that's what the PUAs do. They're trying to lead you. They'll tell you be on the field. Be on the field. We're in the year 2010, where everybody has access to the internet and computers. So the field now is your dating apps. You know what I'm saying? That's what the field is. You know what I mean? Your dating apps and all that. You know what I mean? And that's the new field. You walking around. You know, most people don't even walk around looking for dates and all that. You just go on Tinder. You go on the apps. That's usually how most people socialize now. If you're looking for that field action, you'd go to another country where the internet isn't as viable. You know what I mean? But other than that, the majority of people are on the internet. But a lot of these PUAs, like I said, their whole game plan is set up with the 90s in mind. 90s, 80s, 90s, 70s in mind. It's not designed for what you could be held accountable for in today's modern age. You know what I mean? Because if a PUA doesn't tell you, if his whole game plan doesn't show you, how do I get out of her from posting me on Instagram as a creep? How do I get out of her recording me and placing it on Facebook and saying, she's been M2'd? You know what I'm saying? How do I get out of being posted on TikTok as a predator? You know what I'm saying? Where's that, these PUAs? Now, some of them, I'll say this, some of them are selling things where they tell you, how to translate what a woman's saying and how she's talking to you. Those ones would be useful for understanding, you know what I mean? So when you do get outside, because when, you're going to have to go buy food and all that, you're going to go to work, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes these certain cues will be given to you that if you can't pick up on, you can't re-divert it so it doesn't have a negative impact on you. So some of their videos, you know what I mean, especially from understanding the opposite sex, might be useful to you if you're in a scenario where, you know what I'm saying, a lot of, sexual tension is being put on you. So, it's good for you to know how to read it and how to step out of it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, most of these PUAs are selling you game that's designed with the 1990s in mind. Go cold approach her. You know what I'm saying? As a stranger. It's just going to be between, and listen to how that sounds. Go cold approach her. It's going to be between you and her. You know what I'm saying? No one else. And, you know what I'm saying? Go spit this game and that game and all that stuff without knowing that you could be put on live. You could be put live on Facebook and on Instagram and, be put to the, be put to the, the court of judgment by social media, and eventually even she could build a case on you. I mean, catcalling in certain states is finable. You know what I'm saying? So if catcalling, you whistling is a fine and potential prison sentence, what else could happen? You know what I'm saying? Well, there's a lot at stake, man, and a lot of these PUAs, their playbooks are designed with 1990s and 1980s and some 70s in mind. In their game, social media doesn't exist. It's all about you and her right there, as though she can't put you on social media. You know what I mean? So a lot of these PUA guys, like I said, they're guides to the slaughter. They want you to abandon awareness of what's going on, abandon the awareness of the laws, abandon awareness of what's happened with the M2s, your Time's Ups, your Gillette commercials on toxic masculinity, misogyny, misogyny is the truth. You know what I mean? It is what it is. The dude's attracted to you because he's attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? He's not. But, a lot of these PUAs want you to roam around the world, the dating cult, locations, as though you're blindfolded and unaware of what's happened in society recently. And they want to guide you. They want you to ignore all the red flags of today's modern society. You, a man, approaching a woman you don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. They're putting guys in court that knew her. You know what I mean? So they want you to cast aside awareness of today's society so you can go about with these pickup lines. You know what I'm saying? So to me, man, be aware that the POAs are all about their guides to lead you to the slaughter. And they want you to, and how you can tell is this: if they don't have in their video, hey guys, I'm going to teach you how to pick up girls and all that, and how to avoid them posting you on Facebook and on Instagram and embarrassing you and risking your livelihood and your job. Yeah, I'm going to teach you all this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have that put in there as well, then they're basically leading you to the slaughter. Well, this has been Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Peace.
They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of